Good day, girlfriend. This is Sharon Holmes, and welcome to the She Shines podcast, where our goal is always to empower you to embrace every facet of who you are, to help you develop a beautiful balance for your life, and to encourage you, my sister, to shine, honey. So before we get into today's show, let me just ask you to stop what you're doing right now. And if you're listening on YouTube, if you're listening on iTunes or Google Play Music, if you're listening on Spotify, stop right now and click that subscribe button. I want you to click that button so then I get some traction going with the podcast. And also, if you are on iTunes, don't be afraid to leave a review. I'd love to get a great review from you, but I want to hear your honest opinion. So don't be afraid to leave a review for me. Do that right now. So today I'm thinking, and the holiday season is upon us once again. And this is really my time of year. We're exactly 1 week away from Thanksgiving Day 2018. And most holidays are a really, really big deal in my house. But Thanksgiving and Christmas, oh, let me tell you. So my mother would cook these huge meals all by herself. So as far back as I can remember, being a little kid, the day before Thanksgiving, my mother would start to do her sweets, she called them. And then on Thanksgiving Day, she would cook her entire meal. Now, how she did all of this and had it done basically by the time we were out of bed on Thanksgiving morning, I have no idea. But now that my mom is gone, God rest her soul, it takes about 5 sisters to combine to make the one meal that she made every Thanksgiving Day. And just talking about it is just kind of taking me there. You know how when you start to talk about the holidays and things that happen when you grew up, you can already almost smell the dinner cooking, right? So in my house, there was always a huge turkey. And shout out to my sister. That girl she can do a turkey. It's always so moist and juicy. And then we would have dressing to go along with that. Now, not stuffing. If you grow up in a Black family, you eat dressing, not stuffing. And then there was the baked macaroni and cheese, the greens, the sweet potatoes, candied yams, we call them, and ham. Yeah, we got to hem up a little pork every now and then. I'm sorry to all of my brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam, but I got to have a piece of ham at Thanksgiving time. And then there were the homemade desserts. Now, this is the stuff that doesn't come out of boxes. The pound cake that was made completely from scratch. And then the banana pudding and my personal favorite, sweet potato pies. I have tried for the last 8 years to get the pie recipe exactly like my mom's. Now, it is fantastic, but I can never get it quite like my mom's. But you know what? Let me stop all of this anyway, because talking about it is making me hungry and I haven't had lunch. So if you're anything like my family, Thanksgiving is it's a huge production. So it is a fun time. It's a wonderful time. It's a time filled with family and friends and a lot of gatherings, but it is a lot of work. I'm a planner, and my whole family basically is. So when we're going to have a holiday meal, we don't just show up with everybody bringing something. We need to talk about it first. We need to plan out that menu and see what we want to bring. And I have a sister who is a chef, and she wants it to have the right balance to it. So we can't have too many carbs or too many starchy sides without having some vegetables to kind of balance it out. And so she helps us. So we plan out our menu and all of that. And then there is the part that I really do hate. I loathe grocery shopping, but especially when it comes to Thanksgiving, because I always end up, first of all, going to the store and the shelves are almost empty. So I don't know if it's that I never have time until right at the 11th hour or what, but it never fails. Something that I need is never there. Then when I do find all of the stuff that is there, you have to fight your way through the grocery store because there are carts everywhere. Everybody's in there. Everybody's in a hurry. Everybody's in a rush. And then the line. And I don't know about you, but I could pick the shortest line in the store, and somehow it always takes longer for me to get out of that line than the line next to me that had probably 3 or 4 more people in it. the struggle really is real, I'm telling you. And then in my house, we took it a step further. So you had to prepare the house for company. So the house could be clean every day. That's the daily clean. But when it came to the holiday clean, honey, I mean, no dust bunnies under the beds. Change your bedding because somebody might need to take a nap. Every closet needs to be able to be opened. Medicine cabinet better be in order. Nothing under the sink that shouldn't be, out of place. I mean, it was a huge ordeal to make the house company ready. So everyday clean was one thing, but then company clean was something totally different. I have no idea if my family is just weirdos, but that's what we do, okay? And then everything we want to make sure everything is just right. Not just give a meal to our family and friends, but we want it to look beautiful as well. So I go through my house and I add a few Thanksgiving decorative, touches and leaves and things like that are kind of festive, orange candles, whatever it is that I feel that I want to make my house feel very homey because I want everybody who comes in to feel very comfortable. So here is the huge ordeal that the Davis Holmes family calls Thanksgiving, right? And in all of that, it can be really, really easy to forget that it's Thanksgiving and you're simply supposed to be thankful. So I've prepared all of this and I've gone to the store and my blood pressure is already up. But at the end of the day, we've got to remember the reason for it. And we just need to simply be thankful. And what drew my mind to talking about this topic of gratitude today is that I have a friend on Facebook. And she started doing something that caught my attention. She started posting with the hashtag 100 Days of Gratitude. Now, I'm not sure what started her doing it. I don't know if there was a situation in her life that made her really think about that she should be grateful for what she has or whatever. But every single day she would post something short that she was grateful for. It wasn't always a long, in-depth post, but she would post something that she was grateful for. Now, of course, this is something that's right up my alley. I loved it, right? It was always positive, always empowering. And sometimes, I'm telling you, it was absolutely hilarious. I don't go on Facebook to spend hours and hours at a time. Facebook is my time waster. So when I have time or if I'm waiting at a doctor's office, something like that, I'll go on Facebook. Well, I found myself waiting to see her post each day. So before bedtime, I'm scrolling through my timeline. And if it doesn't pop up right away, then I've got to go directly to her page because I need to see what she is grateful for today. And she started posting just every day, day 1, day 2, 100 days of gratitude. And every day she was grateful for something different. Sometimes she was grateful for her family and then grateful for friendships. One day she said she was just grateful to have time to herself. And then I think all of us ladies can agree with this one. One day she posted that she was thankful for roadside assistance. If you ever caught a flat in the rain, thank you, Lord, for roadside assistance, right? And then this one really struck a chord with me. She was thankful and grateful for second chances. How many times have we made mistakes? How many times have things gone wrong? And we say, if I could only do it over again. And when you get that rare occasion where you've got a second chance to do something better, that is truly something to be grateful for. Now, then there were the things she wanted, but that she didn't get. And that immediately made me think of Daryl. It made me think of a guy that I wanted to date. And incidentally, he wanted to date me, but it did not work out that way. For some reason, it just never came together. Now I'm going thanks God, good looking out, because I love my husband, Robert. And so being thankful not only for the things that you wanted that you got, but for some of the things that she wanted that she didn't get. And I thought, man, this is amazing. And that was exactly it. It made me think of all of the things that I'm grateful for. Some of them that I got, some of them that I didn't get, but I'm grateful just the same. Now, she was the one who was writing it every day, but then I'm reading it and I'm going, yeah, I'm grateful for that too. And I really kind of wanted to piggyback off of her and just start posting my days. Look, I'll start at day 11. It doesn't matter. Just let me start and finish with you. Because it was just that contagious. It was almost like getting a contact high from being around somebody who was so positive, who had this type of attitude. Now, it's not a stretch for me because I'm a religious person. I'm a Christian, unapologetically. I'm good with that. Don't mind saying that. And so I practice gratitude just on a daily basis. This is just what I do. It's a part of my character, part of who I am. But I want to talk to specifically those of us who are listening who may not be particularly religious. Well, you don't have to be religious to be grateful or to be thankful. You can be grateful that you have loving people in your life. Or you can be grateful that you have a great job or that you have a poor job, but you've got a job. There are so many people who just do not have employment and they've tried for month and month on end. So sometimes we look at it and we go, oh, if I had a great job, I would be thankful, but the job I have is really not what I want. Well, you know what? It's still something to be grateful for. Grateful that we have the basic necessities, roofs over our heads, food, clothing, even the strength to get out of bed. Have you thought about that some people don't even have that? Have you thought about a time when you yourself just didn't feel like getting out of bed? Maybe you had the flu, maybe you had a cold or a headache or something, and you just didn't feel like getting out of the bed. And so when I think of being grateful, it doesn't always have to be this huge, gigantic, miraculous moment that happens that makes you grateful, but sometimes just the very little everyday things. It doesn't make you have to be religious. Now, if you are religious and you are thankful to God, hey, I can give you a high five right there because I go to church every Sunday and I do that. I give him back what belongs to him for what he's given me. But you don't have to be religious. When we come down to gratitude, really it's a level playing field. We're all the same and we can all find something to be grateful for. And then on top of that, there are just tons of benefits to being grateful. So I was reading this article in Psychology Today, and it was talking about all of the things that happen when you're a grateful person. It said that gratitude opens the door to more and better relationships. And at first I was like, okay, what is that about? But then once I really began to think about it, have you ever helped someone? I don't care if it was something as simple as they were in the car next to you and they wanted to get over into your lane. There wasn't enough space and you held off and let them get in front of you. And that, I'm telling you the truth, will burn me up. If I let you in front of me and you don't have the courtesy to wave a thanks, like that will burn me up. And so then I thought about it. I said, well, if it works like that, then the opposite probably is true. That if you say thank you when someone helps you, then it will start to bridge and automatically create a better relationship between you and that person. They're more likely to help you in the future, whether that be a person on your job or whether that be your boss or whether that be even your spouse. When you say that you are thankful or thank you for what you have done, then that begins to open the door for those good feelings, for those, for those chemicals to be released in our brains that say, hey, I like this person. This person's a nice person. And it helps us to have better relationships. And then it also talked about physical health. Now, I've been on this little health kick probably for the last couple of months here. I'm trying to kind of get a little bit in before 2019 gets here. And so the article said that grateful people are more physically healthy. Now, I'm thinking, now this couldn't be true, right? But think about the fact that when you are like totally stressed out, when you're not in the place where you want to be, think about how sometimes that brings on things in your body like headaches. It might make you feel fatigued. It might make you feel like you just don't want to do it today. You just want to lay in bed, cover your head. Well, grateful people who are grateful to be alive are more apt to get up with fewer aches and pains than everybody else. I thought, you know what, I better try this just for that reason alone, right? And then gratitude also, in the same way, improves our psychological health. Gratitude it actually reduces like the toxins in our brain that would lead to bad moods. So when we are thankful, when we exercise gratitude, then we rid ourselves of some of the envy and the resentment and frustrations and regret, all of those bad emotions that tend to try to latch onto us, especially at holiday time. So this is a good time to talk about being grateful, right? Then it says a grateful attitude enhances empathy. So it makes us feel more close to other people. It helps us to share their feelings and their pains. And if you've ever been in a relationship, and I'm not just talking about male-female relationship, but even with the best girlfriend, it's no fun when you are there for them 100% of the time, and then when you need someone, they're not there for you. So being grateful and having that thankful attitude will cause you to actually want to be there 100% for them, and then you have a reciprocal relationship. So let's speed through this one. Grateful people sleep better. We'll figure that one out if I could ever get myself to bed before 1 a.m. I will tell you if that works a little bit later. Gratitude improves self-esteem. I could totally see that because it makes your outlook on life a little bit more positive, and what you view about life is going to turn around and also be what you view about yourself. So if you have a positive attitude, if you're thankful, if you're grateful, then you begin to appreciate those things that you may at one time not have been able to appreciate. You appreciate those curves that you have that you've gone to the gym to try to lose. You appreciate the shape of your nose and the shape of your eyes. You appreciate the fact that you actually do have 2 ears. So yeah, it improves self-esteem. And when you smile, when you are grateful and thankful, you're happier, and happier people are simply more attractive. Don't believe me? Frown and see how attractive that is to people, okay? So yeah, it does help to improve our self-esteem. And then gratitude, it said, increases mental strength. So not only does it reduce stress, but it might help you overcome trauma. And you don't have to be deployed to Iraq to experience trauma. I am based in Chicago, and every day there are so many shootings, and I know in so many other cities it's just the same. There is so much trauma that happens that you've got to have some way to pull yourself out of the effects of that trauma. And guess what? Gratitude helps with that. Gratitude helps you because it helps you it helps to shift your focus. That's what it really does. Gratitude shifts your focus so that instead of thinking about the things that you lost or the things that you lack, it actually shifts the focus to what you do have, what you still have. And so when we talk about trauma, like losing loved ones and losing friends or losing a job, sometimes having cars repossessed, a normal attitude might be, this is the end of the world. This shouldn't have happened to me. Why me? Why am I experiencing this? But when you look at it through the lens of gratitude, it goes, okay, I might have lost my car, but I still have a roof over my head. Or I might have lost my job, but guess what? I've still got some skills and I can get out there and I can get another one. So it shifts the focus and it keeps you from going under because it always reminds you of ways that you can go over. And so I thought it would be neat if the She Shine Sisterhood did a little 7-day challenge. Now, 100 days of gratitude. Now, that's a pretty big pill to swallow. Some of us have to remember to do something for 100 days in a row. But I figure 7 days, we can all work with that, right? That's long enough that it gives us a whole lot of time to kind of think of different types of things that we're grateful for, but it's short enough that we don't forget to do it. So I want you, starting today, I want you to go to the She Shines Podcast Facebook group. And I want you to post each day. There will be a 7-day challenge, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, all the way through 7. And I want you to, underneath each day, I want you to post what you are grateful for that day. And then I also want you to read what other sisters are grateful for. Why? Because we always need a reminder. Sometimes we need a reminder that while we're focused on one thing, there are so many other things that we already have that we've taken for granted. So every day, I want you to go there for the next 7 days, and I want you to post one thing that you are grateful for that day. And we're going to tag that 7-day gratitude challenge, okay? So meet me at the She Shines Facebook podcast group. And listen, girl, we're going to just be thankful together. Thankful for the stuff we have. Thankful for the stuff that we don't have. And we know we're still going to get because, hey, life's not over. As long as we're still breathing, we've got time to achieve our goals. We've got time to get things to happen. We've got time to experience those things that we haven't already. We've got time to vacation. We've got time to love. We've got time to learn. As long as we're breathing, girls, we've got a chance. And I am so grateful to have an attitude of gratitude. You've been listening to the She Shines podcast, where our goal is always to empower you to embrace every facet of who you are, to help you find that beautiful balance for your life. And above all, we want to encourage women everywhere to simply shine. Now, if you're a woman who shines and you want to see someone else shine too, come on and share the shine, honey. Share this podcast with them. We are building a community here. So if you haven't done so already, go and join the Facebook group. Join the sisterhood. Get in those conversations with us at facebook.com/group/She Shines podcast. Don't forget to tap that subscribe button if you're listening on iTunes, Google Play Music, or YouTube. You want to make sure you do that. And you can also share the podcast from there. Hey, we kind of trying to do our thing. So get in on the conversation with us. I am your host, Sharon Holmes. Until next time, let that gratitude light up your life, honey. Shine on.